చేసేది it's amazing what you're doing for the young women, especially in Hyderabad. Take me back to the beginning. You started with chemical engineering.
So I did chemical engineering. So I was 21. I graduated and came back. Dan tarvata, I met my husband.
But you're married into the most prominent families of Hyderabad. How does that?
You know, it's amazing. It was, of course, a challenging transition from going from a very private family nunchi to a family. People who know them close enough know వాళ్ళు చాలా humble people. Really is inspiring. ఈ family గురించి everybody is working, especially the women in this family, which is very, very inspiring.
And when you decided to start Oval, how did they take it?
When I was going through my miscarriages and appudu I went and I started seeking this fertility treatment and the whole IVF journey. Mama and Atma were asking, ఎందుకు ఇక్కడ జరగలేదు, ఎందుకు ఎక్కడికో వెళ్ళాల్సిన అవసరం వచ్చింది. So that topic started off as a dinner table discussion. But Mama said, maybe manam cheyali deentlo. Why don't we look into it and do more research on how we can make it better?
So when you met with all these medical experts in New York, and then when Oval came into picture, did you talk to them about it?
The whole idea was to bring that same doctor and sort of see how we can bring that culture here. So that was our entire concept of Oval.
But how does it work until the whole procedure? Briefly, if you can tell me, egg freezing or sperm freezing?
Egg freezing is a little bit more complicated. Sperm freezing, there's nothing. Again, it's so easy for a guy. But when it's egg freezing, we take a lot of these hormonal injections every day leading up from day 2 of your period to about day 12, 4, depends on your protocol. You should have the right to know about what's happening in your body, but they don't take the time to explain that also.
ఇవాళ మన గెస్ట్ తన లైఫ్లో జరిగిన ఒక పర్సనల్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ని ఒక పవర్ఫుల్ మిషన్గా మార్చుకున్నారు. హైదరాబాద్లో వెల్ నోన్ జీవికే ఫ్యామిలీలోకి కోడలుగా వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత ఈజీ లైఫ్ని చూస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, కానీ ఆమె వేరే పాత్ని సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకున్నారు. షీ స్టార్టెడ్ ఓవల్ ఫర్టిలిటీ ఫ్రమ్ స్క్రాచ్. ఇండియాలో ఫర్టిలిటీ కేర్ని ఇంకో లెవెల్కి తీసుకువెళ్లారు. విమెన్కి బెటర్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఇవ్వడం, వరల్డ్ క్లాస్ టెక్నాలజీని మన దగ్గరికి తీసుకురావడం, పేషెంట్స్ని ఫస్ట్ ప్రయారిటీగా చూడడం, ఇవి అన్నీ ఆమె విషయంలో ఇంపార్టెంట్ పార్ట్. ఇవాళ సైన్స్, స్టిగ్మా, PCOS గురించి, ఫర్టిలిటీ జర్నీలో ఉన్న ఛాలెంజెస్ గురించి, ఇంకా పేషెంట్ ఫస్ట్ అప్రోచ్ గురించి మాట్లాడుకుందాం. సో వితౌట్ ఎనీ ఫర్దర్ డిలే, ప్లీజ్ వెల్కమ్ ద ఫౌండర్ ఆఫ్ ఓవల్ ఫర్టిలిటీ, వీణా రెడ్డి గారు. Hi Veena, thank you so much for joining us on Unscripted. How are you doing?
Hi Meghna, thank you for having me and doing really well.
Yeah.
Really excited to be doing this.
Thank you. I mean, మీరు చేసేది it's amazing what you're doing for the young women, especially in Hyderabad. So take me back to the beginning. You started with chemical engineering. How was that?
So I did chemical engineering. I was 21 when I finished my undergrad and masters rendu nenu chemical engineering lo chesanu.
Okay.
And I moved back in the year 2015 to Hyderabad. I did this in Scotland. That's where my education was. And I came back home and nenu my family business join ayanu. And my family is in the pharmaceutical business. So I worked with them for that entire year. And even in between, my degree, I would come back home and I would intern with my parents. And that's how my whole teenage years were.
Nice.
And so I was 21. I graduated and came back. 1 year of experience in my family business. Dan tarvata, I met my husband. It's been a decade since we got married. And
Wow.
I was 22 when I got married.
But you're married into the most prominent families of Hyderabad. How does that?
You know, it's amazing. It was, of course, a challenging transition from going from a very private family nunchi to a family like that I am.
Yeah.
And now it's amazing. Yeah, they're very, everybody knows them, but people who know them close enough know వాళ్ళు చాలా humble people. So I don't think the transition was that difficult because they welcome you with open arms and the big hearts, amazing family, the grandparents, everybody's very involved. They're very close to each other.
Yeah.
So I think I got lucky in that sense where I sort of came into this huge joint family.
Yes,
almost. And what really is inspiring ఈ ఫ్యామిలీ గురించి everybody is working. ఏదో ఒక విధానంగా, but everybody is doing their own thing and they're working. Especially the women in this family, which is very, very
Yeah, of course.
inspiring. And be it my Atma or both her sister-in-laws. So I think, and the grandmothers, of course, but I think that's very inspiring for me. And, I always, నేను ఎవరికైతే తెలుసో, everybody knows that I always wanted to do something. Idle mind is my biggest enemy. So yeah, so I think it took time, of course, with so after I got married, actually, Keshav and I, we were arranged marriage.
Yes, yeah.
And so we didn't know each other. And maku 2017 Jan we got married. Avtane, our getting to know period with each other was studying for our exams, because he really wanted to pursue an MBA.
Okay.
At that point, he finished his undergrad, and Ochi, he was directly working in their airport business. So he never had time to do his master's degree. He really wanted to get some work experience. And so, for me, those 2 years was, okay, let's go, we'll go have fun, and, he'll study. And it was also almost like a tradition, Valaki, because his parents got married and went and did their masters together. Then his sister did the same thing. So it was almost like a tradition. So I think those 2 years were amazing. We were in Boston. He was doing his MBA in MIT, and I was doing a certificate in innovation and entrepreneurship. It's a course in Harvard School. So I was doing that. So it was great. It was, our getting to know each other time.
I get it. Even I got married when I was 22.
Yeah.
And it's like you grow up together, right? Like from children, I mean, the young minds to this. It's amazing. But did you feel like any pressure that is spoken or unspoken since you're at the limelight now?
Not really. I mean, everybody in this family, especially, I would say, each to their own, right? Everybody is just so successful in their own fields, be it the daughters or the daughter-in-laws in the family. I think, if anything, it's inspiring. We inspire one another.
Yes.
And I think that's amazing.
That's so sweet. And when you decided to start Oval, how did they take it?
So Oval, when we started Oval, the idea came to us almost now 2 years ago, when my daughter Sia was born. But the idea came as a discussion, oka family discussion lo ee idea ochindi.
Okay.
So my Atma and Mama, when I was going through my miscarriages, and appudu I went and I started seeking this fertility treatment and the whole IVF journey. Appudu when I was looking ikkada clinics and all, it didn't happen. I had to go elsewhere to find that.
Okay.
When that became successful, and I conceived, I was pregnant with my daughter. Mama and Atma were asking, ఎందుకు ఇక్కడ జరగలేదు, ఎందుకు ఎక్కడికో వెళ్ళాల్సిన అవసరం వచ్చింది. So that topic started off as a dinner table discussion. And appudu Mama said, maybe manam cheyali deentlo. If there is a lack in this, if there is something that is lacking, manam enduku, why don't we look into it and do more research on how we can make it better. And my Mama is known for doing the best for our country, like be it the airports or be it whatever he steps into. For him, it is bringing the best to the country. That is that's always been his goal.
Yes.
And Atma too. So I think that's how this conversation started. And he's building multiple businesses. In one of that, Oval came up. And then, because I've been through the whole journey myself, I took the opportunity to lead it for us.
Okay, so it's truly because me own experiences valla this started.
Personal experience that started.
But it must have been so personal for you, right? Like, because you went through it. So akkadi nunchi ideation ella start ayindi when you took over?
This whole project started off as a passion project for us. And commercial aspect, like it turned into a business later, but the idea started off as a passion for us, right? There's a huge gap in this industry currently. Endukante అందరూ డబ్బులు పెడుతున్నారు ఇప్పుడు. ఫర్టిలిటీ కేర్ కావాలి, ఐవీఎఫ్ కావాలి, ఎవ్రీబడి ఎవరికైనా బేబీ కావాలి అంటే దే విల్ ఇన్వెస్ట్ ఇన్ ఇట్. బట్ అంత డబ్బులు పెడుతున్నప్పుడు దే షుడ్ బీ అ వే దట్ యుర్ టేకెన్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ కదా. దట్ ప్యాషన్ ఇస్ నాట్, దట్ కంపాషన్ ఇస్ నాట్ దేర్. ఎంపతి అనేది అసలు పోయింది అసలు. లైక్
వెరీ కమర్షియల్,
వెరీ కమర్షియల్. నువ్వు ఇప్పుడు హాస్పిటల్కి యూ గో, ఎనీ హాస్పిటల్, ద ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ కాంటాక్ట్ ఇస్ అ నర్స్. హౌ డస్ అ నర్స్ ట్రీట్ యూ? అసలు ఒక బ్లడ్ టెస్ట్ కన్నా పేషెన్స్ ఉందా అసలు? that I think it starts from there, and that started affecting us. And especially when that happens to you in a fertility care, which is so personal, the whole experience can be so traumatizing oka ammaiki. I think for me, it started off there. That was my pain point. Bringing change there. And in terms of how openly will the doctor discuss your case with you, enta nizam cheptaru, enta open ai cheptaru, you should have the right to know about what's happening in your body, but they don't take the time to explain that also. So yeah, there's a huge gap in this industry.
So when you were going through it, మీరు వేరే కంట్రీలో I'm sure.
Yeah.
So అక్కడ ఎలా ఉండింది ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్?
So first of all, I'll give you one small example. Ippudu, after I had my son, I went through multiple miscarriages. Okay, and ippudu when me and my husband were going to see a fertility specialist, the doctor నన్నే చూస్తాడు. అసలు అక్కడ ఒక హస్బెండ్ ఉన్నారు, హస్బెండ్ ని కూడా క్వశ్చన్స్ అడగాలి. హస్బెండ్ ఏ క్వశ్చన్స్ అడగరు ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్.
ఈవెన్ వేరే కంట్రీలో
మన కంట్రీ,
ఓకే,
ఇది మన కంట్రీ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. ఓకే, యాక్చువల్లీ నో, దట్స్ నాట్ ట్రూ. ఈవెన్ ఇంకో కంట్రీలో కూడా సేమ్ థింగ్ హ్యాపెన్. ఐఎమ్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ ఏషియన్
ఓకే
ఇన్ జనరల్.
ఆఫ్ కోర్స్.
సో ఫస్ట్ నన్ను అడిగారు, ఓకే, టెస్ట్ చేశారు, ఓకే, ఓకే, నువ్వు మేబీ వెయిట్ తగ్గాలని చెప్పారు, అండ్ ఆర్ లైక్ దే జడ్జ్ చేస్తారు, నువ్వు తాగుతావా, నువ్వు స్మోకింగ్ చేస్తావా, నేను చేయకపోయినా చేస్తున్నావా అని కూడా that's a little sad. They assume that adi, it's become a common thing now. And on top of, but not one doctor said, oh, let's do his test as well. Luckily there was nothing wrong with him because we did. That's the difference. Ippudu memu, we went to New York, we met the doctor. The first thing the doctor said is, both of you have to do a couple of tests. Both of you have to do these tests, these blood tests, and we'll see what's the results with both your tests. That's one small example as to how different it is. Why isn't that happening here when a couple come for a consultation? ఎందుకు only women they test చేస్తారు first? Why not both the couple who are coming in? If there's a problem only, they're coming kada. So that's a starting point for us.
So funny, like even the man is equally responsible for it, right?
Yeah.
So when you met with all these medical experts in New York, and then when Oval came into picture, did you like talk to them about it?
So I did. So that was the whole idea. When so the whole idea was to bring that same doctor and sort of see how we can bring that culture here. So that was our entire concept of Oval. So Memo, when we got this doctor, he referred another doctor. So we literally got a couple of doctors from all around the world to come and set up this clinic
Okay.
with the best SOPs and the best clinical standards. So practices, and even for example, like we sent our doctors there and our couple of our employees there as well to understand what is different.
Okay.
Understand how, for example, how do the nurses engage in a conversation, or how do the counselors help speak, ఎలా మాట్లాడుతున్నారు, ఎలా కంఫర్ట్ చేస్తారు, ఎంత ఓపెన్ గా చెప్తారు ఒక కేస్ ని. So yeah, so they learnt a lot. It took us 2 years, 18 months exactly to date, to do all that research and homework and training.
Okay. 2 years, that's a long time. I was going to ask you, ante meer ideation start ayyaka how long did it take for you to
18 months from door to door, because inkokati I'm sure you would have seen the cases kuda ippudu. I mean, as a whole in India, it's a very notorious
Yes.
industry because a lot of malpractices are going on. But in our city alone, unfortunately, last year a lot of incidents happened, right? And our incidents valla, rightfully so, mana government kuda rules inka strict chesaru, which is good. It's very good. And evarkana license ichchedam kaakunda, like proper practices chesi, they'll send a government official to the clinic.
Yes.
They'll make sure that everything is up to mark, and beat the machines, beat the doctors, everything. There's like, if there were 2 steps, there are now 10 steps. So that also took time to get all those licenses in place. But I think at least from a government point of view, I feel like they're doing all the right steps in making it more strict so that less notorious activities happen.
But because of all such things, I'm sure it must have gotten really strict. So how did you
స్ట్రిక్ట్ కంటే ఎక్కువ ఆల్సో ట్రస్ట్ పోతుంది కదా. లైక్ ఫర్ ఎనీ ఇండివిజువల్, ఎనీ కపుల్, ఎనీ ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్కి కూడా ఇలా మార్చేస్తారంట, ఇలా అవుతుందంట, చాలా రాంగ్ మిత్స్ కూడా ఫామ్ అవుతాయి. దానివల్ల ఇట్ బికమ్స్ మోర్ డిఫికల్ట్ ఫర్ సంబడి ఇన్ నీడ్ టు యాక్చువల్లీ సీక్ హెల్ప్.
Yes.
సో దట్ బికమ్స్, I would say that's the most difficult pain point.
But there's this one particular thing that made Aninde, that you want to produce healthy birth rates,
Yeah.
and not just a success rate. Because ఇప్పుడు చూసుకుంటే IVF clinics అన్ని 60 to 70%. It's a number. So how do you differentiate that one?
సో టిపికల్గా ఏమవుతుందంటే ఐమ్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ మెజారిటీ ఆఫ్ ద ఫర్టిలిటీ క్లినిక్స్ వాళ్ళు ఇప్పుడు దే డూ ద ఎగ్ రిట్రీవల్ ఐవీఎఫ్ చేస్తారు. వాళ్ళకి సక్సెస్ రేట్ ఏంటి, ఇప్పుడు ప్రెగ్నెన్సీ టెస్ట్ 14 days తర్వాత పాజిటివ్ ప్రెగ్నెన్సీ టెస్ట్ వచ్చిందనుకో, they count that as their success rate.
Okay.
So all these high percentages that you're seeing in the market, mostly they're all based on that positive pregnancy test.
Okay.
Very few clinics, handful of clinics, look at the live birth, a healthy baby being born.
Okay.
So when I look at this, in my case alone, na example, ప్రెగ్నెంట్ అవుతున్నాను, మిస్క్యారీ అవుతుంది. సో హౌ కెన్ యూ టేక్ దట్ యాజ్ అ సక్సెస్ ఆఫ్ గెటింగ్ అ పాజిటివ్ రేట్?
Oh, they won't even consider the miscarriage after that?
నో, వై? సక్సెస్ రేట్ అయిపోయింది కదా, వాళ్ళకి ప్రెగ్నెన్సీ టెస్ట్ పాజిటివ్ వచ్చింది కదా. దే డోంట్ లుక్ ఎట్ ద లైవ్ బర్త్ రేట్.
Okay.
సో అట్లీస్ట్ ఇన్ ఓవల్ ఫర్ మాకు కమర్షియల్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో దెబ్బతిన్నా, ఫర్ అస్ ద మెయిన్ థింగ్ ఇస్ పాజిటివ్ ప్రెగ్నెన్సీ టెస్ట్ ఈజ్ ఒక మైల్ స్టోన్.
Yeah.
But your destination has to be a live success rate, live birth, a healthy baby and a mother. That should be their goal. So that should be every clinic's standard kada.
I think that's because Meeru personally you went through it. I think that plays a major role here. And in your personal journey, I remember you mentioned that uncertainty was the, painful thing, not the whole procedure.
Yeah.
So Adi, why do you think that was the...
Any infertility journey, even in a natural pregnancy, because I had both.
Yeah.
I did one natural and one IVF, so I can speak from both experiences. It's a very difficult journey for any woman, any couple, okay, any family also. Mentally your hormones are all over the place. Okay, support system, and ippudu in our DN generation, our parents are working, we are working, so like there's no time to stop. Like you're going through so much already. ఆ అన్సర్టైన్ ఫీలింగ్, ఎస్పెషలీ ఒక మిస్క్యారేజెస్ కూడా చాలా కామన్ అయిపోయాయి. ఇప్పుడు ఒక మిస్క్యారేజ్ తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ప్రెగ్నెంట్ అయ్యేప్పుడు ఇది ఉంటుందా లేదా, దాట్ ప్లేస్ ఇన్ రోల్, and just so many hormonal fluctuations that are happening. So yeah, the uncertainty is not easy, and mental health, ippudu final ga people are talking about it and getting help. కానీ ఐ వుడ్ స్టిల్ సే ఇంకా తక్కువ, ఇంకా చాలా చేయాలి. కౌన్సిలర్స్ హ్యాస్ లైక్ మనం మదర్స్ మనం నార్మల్ చేయాలి దాన్ని. కౌన్సిలర్స్కి వెళ్ళి మాట్లాడడం, ఈవెన్ వెన్ యూ ఆర్ ఈవెన్ థింకింగ్ ఆఫ్ గెటింగ్ ప్రెగ్నెంట్, రైట్, లెట్స్ సే యూ గెట్ ప్రెగ్నెంట్ కూడా, there is no harm in keeping a counselor with you, like going regularly, talking to them, even if it's once a week. That it's like therapy, you just talk, you vent it out, you feel better. Edana questions unna kuda vaalla answer chestaru.
And postpartum also,
wow, that is a different chapter. Postpartum depression is very much real. It happens to almost every woman in very different ways. Like it can be so little that she doesn't even realize it, or it can be so severe that you have to take medication for it. And asal matladaru ever postpartum depression, what a woman goes through is not easy. And when you add infertility to that journey, it is even more difficult.
When we talk about Oval, if you could tell me how the experience at Oval would be, for if I walk into the clinic, and what is the experience like?
So I put myself in my shoes, right? What I went through it. When I walked into a clinic, what did I not get? How did I feel? I think that's what we as a family and our team try to replicate that into real life situation in Oval.
Yeah.
So మేము Oval ki oka word icham. It's our sanctuary. Ante like our safe space laga. So when somebody enters and you have to come and see it to believe the place, and like everybody who's come and they've experienced it, first of all enter avagane, because it's such a private experience, you don't want to see somebody else kada, you don't want to bump into anyone else. So we created a very private, a luxurious sort of a concept where when you enter, you come with a meeting, you come with an appointment, you'll be taken directly into your room. Everybody comes to your room. Me counselor kani, nurse kani, registration kani, doctors kani, blood tests aina, medicine, everything, your billing, everything happens in that one private room.
Okay.
And so that's the kind of privacy we are giving. Now when consultation happens, the doctors come and sit with you and they talk to you. First they understand what you're going through. And for me, there's another thing నేను ఏమంటాను, ఇది అందరు ఫర్టిలిటీ క్లినిక్స్ ఎలా, we are so and so IVF clinic, we are so and so infertility clinic. if you carefully observe, we call ourselves advanced fertility care.
Yeah.
The reason why I keep on pressing this, we are fertility. We are not only treating infertile couples.
Yeah.
One of our first successful pregnancies was helping a couple naturally get pregnant.
Mm.
So for me, if you enter, my first or my doctors, my first question is that why are you not able to conceive naturally?
Yeah.
Let's first try and make and see if that can happen.
Mm.
If that can't happen natural, we'll help you. If that can't happen, then we look at the next steps. There's so many other steps that you can do before landing at IVF.
Okay.
IVF should be a last resort.
Yeah.
So Adi, and we keep emphasizing that. And I think we're doing it also. We have, I think, now 2 successful pregnancies naturally conceived.
But they say IVF is very like painful. And is it true?
See, it's again an individual thing, right? Between me and you, manaki different pain thresholds untai.
Yeah.
Any sarlu, like, you know, how you take a certain medication, to me, different reaction untundi. So it all depends on your personal body to body also. But Andaru, they've made it like this myth that chana bhayankaranga painful untadi.
Yes, yeah.
That is a myth. Yes, some women, if they have any complicated cases, of course it's, but it is not that painful. That's what even I was trying to emphasize this last time I was speaking to somebody, and I said it's not unbearable.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know, actually. So going back to the, like, now that we are busting myths,
Yeah.
indaka meeru that, you know, India lo they don't really consider men's infertility a thing, right? So how do you make it a point to, you know, emphasize this in Oval?
So part of Oval's biggest thing that we want to help is educate people, like educate young couples on infertility, fertility, everything. So when a couple walks in, the first thing we tell the men as well, both of you have to get checked. And it's a normal policy for us where, you know, it's a normal system. We try and counsel the man as well, saying it would save a lot of time and effort and your money if you get both of your results at the same time. Because then if there's any issue on their end, they would have saved time. You know, there's one couple that I met recently, and Papam, the woman, apparently in her city, she's gone through multiple IVF cycles, kept failing. They were not understanding what's happening. Final, they did the test for the man after 3 failed cycles.
Okay.
Then they find out that it was actually an issue with him. Now see how much money, how much that woman has gone through for finally realizing it was not her mistake only. So see, we have to learn, and
It's a cultural issue.
Cultural
I
issue.
feel like women are put responsible for the infertility.
That's the problem. But it's changing. I mean, slowly times are changing where people are more aware, and they're coming, they're getting tested together, and at least in our clinic, we educate them in that way as well. And you know, earlier when you asked also in Oval, what do we do differently? One, we had a safe space to them. Second, extremely transparent. Unnati unnatu just clean ga cheppeyali, because it's their choice kada, adi vaala body, they have to know, and you know, make it very direct. Ippudu inkoka thing that I see a lot of guests who come to us, and we don't call them patients, we call them guests. So when they come to us and they say, how many cycles do you think we need? I said, why are you even asking that? Because if done correctly, and if your body is responding right, no human being should need more than 1 cycle. Ante kada. If we are doing our job right and your body is responding correct, how can I tell you that you need so and so cycles? Ante the profession has become so commercial. Vastane nakuda, when I first met the doctor, they said to me, you need 7 cycles.
7
On what
cycles
basis?
of IVF?
Can you, of egg retrieval.
Okay.
I said, how do you know that? By the way, I needed only 1 cycle. 1 cycle, 1 embryo, I successfully conceived. Now people can say, okay, maybe you got lucky. But no, I didn't. My AMH value was very, very low. I did not get, okay, maybe luck played a factor, but maybe my body responded to those medicines right. And I was on the most lowest protocol as well. So on what basis are people saying 7 cycles, 8 cycles?
But
It's sad.
it's so nice that mere inta ardham cheskoni you're doing, because you didn't have prior entrepreneur experience. So how does it feel like being an entrepreneur?
I think I mean, I'm surrounded by entrepreneurs, so
God.
it's a great support system, and I don't think I ever felt overwhelmed in this journey, because I literally am surrounded by all of them, be it my mama, my atma, and even my husband. Like, I think it's a great support system. So yeah, never, I was not scared.
That's so cool. Like you have all the people
Yeah.
around you training you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So because of that, I think you've put out such a great experience and in such a sensitive issue, right? Infertility is such a sensitive thing. So Dantlo, when your clinic is majorly on patient first experience. So how does that look like?
That's it. Like, it involves everything. Like, whatever we do is a holistic approach. Counselors kani, educating them kani, like even the service that you give them, you welcome them, you relax them a little bit. And it's not easy, like, to have to sit and talk to somebody, oh, meeku problem undi. Like, it's not easy. And so yeah, patient first it's our mantra. It's also, for us, our entire Oval's entire policy is patient first, in the sense educating them, making them feel safe, being extremely transparent to them, show our entire like culture that we are building. And even, like, for example, my embryo lab kuda, it's completely transparent. So the patient, we have a full open door policy where the patient can talk to the embryologist
Okay.
and communicate and see what's going, learn through that as well. So that's how open we are.
They don't do that, right? And the open.
I think China does it very openly. In our country, we're probably the first people to do this.
Oh, wow, that's a
Yeah,
big one.
Yeah.
So when you're doing it so openly, like do patients are happy about it, or do they bother you with more questions?
No, they're very happy about it, and it's their right to know. And why shouldn't they know? Like, they should know what's going on. How that lab is literally making babies inside, and it's their baby, and they should know about it. So it is upon our embryologists and the entire team to have that patience to sit and explain to them.
Yes.
And in fact, I'm doing this. We are coming up with this cool idea where we put a walkie-talkie system, so they can actually talk through the mirror as well, and they find
Wow.
out, like, pull it up, show me how it works, and like learn.
And you've got some really cool technology as well, something from Japan. Can you tell me about that?
So AI is everywhere now,
Mm.
and I think that's our future, right? And so this equipment that we have, it's part of our embryo lab. It's
Okay.
called the Aztec Chronos time lapse incubator. And in our country, మేము ఫస్ట్ ఈ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ తీసుకురావడంలో మనం ఫస్ట్.
Mm.
So this is a very new age equipment. Time lapse has already been there in చాలా years నుంచి ఉంది, but what's new about this is AI is integrated into it. So there's morphokinetics and there's morphology. So benchtop incubators anni I mean, that's also way ahead of its time, but that requires more of our eye, like more of, the embryologist has to be very involved in it.
Okay.
In the time lapse incubator, it's all embedded in it. So if I don't want to go too technical, the easiest way to say it is, in this, human errors way less as well. And it has a better chance of finding out which is the most healthiest egg or embryo, or the sample as well, vis-a-vis to that one. And this can process a lot more at once
Okay.
compared to the traditional equipment.
Do you think your chemical engineering degree paid, visit in these matters?
I mean, నేను ఒక పెద్ద నర్డ్, మీరు చదువుకో, I'll be only studying, but lab, it's very cool to be in a lab again, but మనం చదువుకున్నప్పుడు AI was not there. ఇప్పుడు everything is AI.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's very different, but it also is similar. Like, yeah,
So
yes and no.
so you kind of know everything.
I mean, I know my equipment, I know all of that, but it's very different also.
That's really smart. I mean, it's so cool because you've gone through all of it yourself. Plus, you have the knowledge about the subject as well. So that's very interesting. I'm so happy.
Thank you.
Moving to some of the myths about egg freezing, PCOS, a lot of things that I want to talk to you about.
Please bring it on.
One of which is egg freezing. It is becoming a thing ippatlo.
Social egg freezing.
Yeah. So can you tell me about that?
So ఇప్పుడు I met a lot of these young influencers recently, and 28 to 30-year-old women, and వాళ్ళకి ఇంకా they're not married,
Yeah.
and కొన్ని వాళ్ళు they're married, but then they don't know when they want children. For example, they want children, but they don't know their timeline.
Okay.
And ఇప్పుడు మన జనరేషన్ ఏమైపోయింది, బిఫోర్ when our parents generation they got married, they had their parents to help them take care of us. ఇప్పుడు మన జనరేషన్లో మన పేరెంట్స్ ఆర్ స్టిల్ వర్కింగ్, గ్రాండ్ పేరెంట్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్సో స్టిల్ వర్కింగ్. సో who is there to help us? It's become very difficult. Also, financial independence has become a big thing right now, and everybody wants to be in a comfortable place before పిల్లల్ని. And that's correct కదా. ఇప్పుడు if we have a baby, how will we take care of that child? How will we provide for that child? Now, I think that's a bigger issue right now, and so a lot of couples are now going to the length of saying, I don't want children.
Yeah.
That's become
There's something called as DINK.
Exactly. Yeah,
Double
income,
income,
no
no
kid. So, and that's scary, right? You don't want that. Look at China right now. Like, there's a whole crisis going on no generation, and that's a big problem. So, I think egg freezing is a great insurance policy. And ఇప్పుడు a lot of these young women, they're educating themselves, and నువ్వు షాక్ అవుతావు కానీ a lot of mothers and అత్తమాస్, like mother-in-laws, are actually telling their daughters and daughter-in-laws వెళ్ళి ఫ్రీజ్ చేసేమ్మా, బికాస్ తర్వాత ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చే కంటే ఈ ఏజ్లోనే మీరు ఫ్రీజ్ చేసేసుకుంటే అది ఒక you'll have that peace of mind కదా, ఎందుకు అప్పుడు ఎప్పుడైనా ప్లాన్ చేసుకోండి అని. And I'm so happy that that's happening, but still ఇంకా అవ్వాలి అది, because that's tier 1, tier 2 cities, but what about the tier 3 and the others? Like, if it's not there yet.
Yes. But what about oval? Do you have that facility?
We do. So egg freezing, we do a whole approach, and egg freezing, a lot of women are coming down for egg freezing, and in fact a lot of men want to freeze their sperm as well, because for them, again, just the culture, right? Drinking and smoking and like just have like everything, lifestyle has
Bad
changed.
lifestyle.
So for them, if they feel like, okay, I can get this out of my way, why not? Like, that's at least a lot of men are thinking that way, which is new for me also. I'm just
In
understanding
Hyderabad?
that. In Hyderabad, you'll be surprised. Yeah.
But how does it work? And the whole procedure,
Yeah.
briefly, if you can tell me, egg freezing or sperm freezing.
Egg freezing is a little bit more complicated. Sperm freezing, there's nothing. Again, it's so easy for a guy. But when it's egg freezing, we take a lot of these hormonal injections every day leading up from day 2 of your period to about day 12, 14, depends on your protocol. And once you're ready, they'll be doing a lot of ultrasounds and blood tests to make sure that you're on the right pathway. And once you're ready, they give you a trigger shot, and that's when you'll be put under general anesthesia to extract these eggs.
Okay.
And once that's out, you freeze them. They're basically in these tiny vials, and then they're frozen. And from what I believe recently that I read or heard, a 30-year-old frozen egg finally now.
Oh, I think
yeah, that's so cool. I mean, look at how advanced science has become. But yeah,
So there's a minimum age, like I mean not age, but how many years or something like that?
to start egg freezing,
Oh, to freeze them for how many years can you?
science backs up, like, as they, like, I don't know, like right now I think as long as you can, because I don't think there's any or maybe my knowledge in this is limited, but I don't think there's any case where they had an issue with defreezing an egg and utilizing it.
What about a girl? Suppose if let's say she's 26, working and busy with her career, and she is not even thinking, put pillalenti, the thought doesn't come to mind. How does she take it forward?
So first of all, anybody, I would say after 22 years old, they should all do this one test, a blood test. It's called AMH test. At least that will give you a roadmap how your eggs are, like, quality enti, number enti, adanta. That is your starting point. And of course, an ultrasound to just make sure that everything is healthy and all of that by your gynecologist. And once you know that and you have a clear picture, a doctor మీకు చెప్పగలుగుతారు నీకు ఎన్ని ఇయర్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఒక అట్లీస్ట్ ఒక సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ డైరెక్షన్.
Yeah.
నువ్వు ఇంకో నెక్స్ట్ 4 years లో ఐ యూ థింకింగ్ ఆఫ్ న్యాచురలీ కన్సీవింగ్, ఓకే దిస్ ఇస్ యువర్ సిచ్యువేషన్. లేదు నేను ఇంకో 10 years వెయిట్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాను అంటే, దెన్ ఎస్, you must freeze your eggs, because your quality will drop every year. right? And Adi, why not have that done right now? So to women out there who are thinking way ahead into the future, 100% they should think about freezing their eggs.
Best time, best age maybe to freeze egg.
I mean, I was 27 and my egg quality was very poor. So, ages now just become a number. I think a 38 or a 40-year-old had better AMH than me also. In my case, I'm using me as an example. So, I don't think I can say what the right age is, but 100% below 30. That's the ideal age to get your eggs frozen.
So this test, మీరు అన్న టెస్ట్ చేసుకుంటే you'll get an idea how.
Yeah.
That's nice. So going forward, PCOS is a big thing among young girls. So ఇప్పుడు హాస్పిటల్కి if you go to hospital, lose some weight, exercise.
Yeah.
Those things are very common, right?
Normal, Adi.
So adi pregnancy or infertility ki, is it a thing?
Yeah, it's a huge thing. PCOS, now actually they renamed it as PMOS.
Yes.
It's a big problem. And PMOS starts as early as 8 to 10 years old of a girl's age. And nobody knows it. It goes misdiagnosed for a very long time. Endukante 13 or 14-year-old girl ni chusi when they now hit puberty, what happens while chusi anukuntaru, oh, acne ostundi, oh, she's putting on weight, part of teenage growing years, hair fall, weight gain, ivanni untai. But 99% of the time it goes undiagnosed. Ippudu when you take them to a gynecologist also, even they don't realize it's PCOS because they miss it. That's the problem. So, and now the same women, when they get diagnosed also, they get put on birth control pills instead, because that apparently manages a lot of these issues. Dani valla chana other issues also come when they have to come for fertility treatments. So I think PMOS, the best way for any young girl who's going through it, they have to go to a specialist, either an endocrinologist or your gynecologist, or the right person who takes a holistic approach. Diniki anni, like nutrition makes a difference, fitness makes a difference, everything. A dermatologist is also needed for people who go through it. So, and also a counselor for people who go through it, because it is not
It's
easy.
also mental.
It's a big mental issue for them. And the same women with PCOS, I know a lot of women who conceive naturally with managing PCOS, but I've also known women who've had a lot of issues. Dani wala cysts, fibroids, polyps, they go through a lot of stuff, endometriosis. It's very, very painful. It's not at all easy. So to women out there who have this condition, get the right specialist for it, get tested, and then figure out how to manage it in a holistic way, in a full 360 approach.
But as you said, maybe growing up when PCOS was a thing, when we didn't take it that seriously, I mean suddenly weight gain and all
Asul
sorts.
manak teliyadu kuda
Huh.
what that was. Yeah.
కానీ ఇప్పుడు I think they are.
Awareness has come up and people know what it means.
But just like that infertility గురించి మీరు ఇందాక egg freezing గురించి చెప్పినప్పుడు I was thinking it's a very painful process, because that's what people
normalized it kada, chana painful. Anything related to pregnancy also, they make it so painful.
It's like a traumatic
Trauma
experience. though.
Absolutely. I went through it, and twice, and you have to eat more, you have to do more. Everything was a myth, Telsa. I ate correct, I ate neat ka, and I didn't put on that much weight. And I worked out throughout my pregnancy. Both my pregnancies I worked out. I think it was so important. నేను అందరు యంగ్ ఉమెన్కి అదే చెప్తాను తెలుసా. ఇప్పుడు ప్లీజ్ వర్క్అవుట్. 3rd month తర్వాత మీ డాక్టర్ ఆబ్వియస్లీ ఎస్ చెప్పాక అన్నీ నార్మల్ ఉండి చేస్తే మాత్రం ద హెల్తియెస్ట్ థింగ్ మీరు మీకు అండ్ మీ కిడ్స్కి చేయగలిగింది వర్క్అవుట్ during your pregnancy. Of course, like easy things, nothing crazy, but it's the best thing, because postpartum, your body healing anta fast ga untundi, the baby will be very healthy also, and it's I'm a big believer in it.
So at Oval, when the guests,
Yeah.
as you said, when they conceive, so how does the process after that look like?
So after 3 months, any fertility clinic, they will be your guests or patients until the first 12 weeks. After that, you're handed over to your OBGYN.
Okay.
So in our case, the way we look after our guests, after handing them over, we are constantly in touch with them throughout their end. Like till they give birth to that healthy baby,
Okay.
we are there. So that's how we will be measuring our life, our success rates as well. So that's our involvement. We look after their nutrition, we look after their fitness, we look after their counseling. So we're an all-in-one stop for them. So we have our own app also, where the guest signs up with us and they can, we're collabing with some amazing nutritionists and fitness coaches as well.
That's so cool. I mean, not many people know about it. Like, ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే ప్రెగ్నెంట్ అయితే you just chill, eat however whatever you want.
ఇప్పుడు అలా చేసినప్పుడు, in our, at least in our Telugu society, all our ammamas used to give us so many sweets, laddulu, all that stuff. But dani valla asalu in our Telugu community, pre-diabetes has become a huge thing. And nenu inta control ayi, inta fitness chesi, nutrition follow ayyanka kuda, I got pre-diabetic during my pregnancy. So
Okay.
it's very common. It happens to a lot of women. But yeah, if you're not careful with what you eat, nutrition in general, Swiggy has become so easy for us, like cravings are just like taken care of in the minute. I think we have to be very careful, and all of us should be very mindful, especially when you're trying to conceive and when you're pregnant.
Oh yeah, they say conceive అయ్యేటప్పుడు కూడా you have
Very
to be
important.
very,
Absolute nutrition.
even for men, I believe, right?
Yeah. When even during that phase of when they're trying to conceive together naturally, also it is so important. Nutrition plays a big role in it, and I realized that. When I really started, నేను నిజంగా దాని గురించి థింక్ చేసి mindful గా ఉన్నప్పుడు I realized.
So let's say 5 years from now, what does the success rate for Oval, not in numbers,
Yeah.
but how does it look like for Oval?
For any Telugu woman, if whoever experiences my whole experience with Oval, the day they go anywhere else and they start asking questions, that means we've done our job right.
Yeah.
You have to ask questions. It's your right. It's your right to know what's happening. It's your body. The day, I think for us, Marco success, we know, is when they say, oh, but akkada baga chuskunaru. So, I think that for us is important, that love and that care and that we're putting in all our, just all our heart into it and making it feel safe.
Yeah.
That's very important.
It's like nurturing, right? Even the mothers need
It's a
it.
sanctuary.
Yeah, that's wonderful. But going back to 22-year-old Veena, did she think she'll come this far?
I think, I don't know, like I always wanted to do something. I always dreamed big. I always wanted to make a difference in whatever I do. I think I'd be proud of my 22-year-old self, but I don't think I've achieved anything yet. I think it's
Started it. I think it's amazing what you're
the starting step. But if I have to give one advice to my 22-year-old self, who was very innocent, I wish I got my levels checked. I think that's what I would do.
At 22.
At 22, when you're married, you should check your levels.
That's an amazing. So you should tell all the young girls.
All the young girls out there, please go. It's a simple blood test. Just get your levels checked. You can just live at peace.
That's so nice, Veena. It was so nice to talk to you.
Lovely talking to you too.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Of course, thank you for having me.